Okay, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. This is the webinar for November 25th, a couple days before Thanksgiving, and we have a lot of people joining us tonight. We had some technical difficulties earlier tonight, so we're re-recording this. Hopefully we'll be able to get this all corrected and won't have these issues impacting us in the future. What we want to talk about is QxStart and the opportunity, and also how cryptos plays a role in it. So to kind of get everybody started, I'm going to go ahead and click on this icon right here so I can show everybody how to log in. This is the QxStart help and support. I believe we're going to be getting rid of this password, but for right now, the password is QxStart, the number 1, so it's QxStart and the number 1. You can actually put your mouse right here and click right there, and you should be able to see the word right in there, QxStart, the number 1, and that's how you would enter it. So go ahead and click Submit, and that will take you right into the back end. What you're going to notice is that we have several files here that will help you build your QxStart business. First, we have some stories, which is how the government is spying on everyone, cell phone data spying, researchers undercover government spy tools. There's a lot of things. We're going to be adding these on a daily basis. The next thing is a brochure. It's a PDF brochure where you can actually enter your own personal information in and hand that out to everyone. And then we have some PowerPoint files. And right now the long version has some videos embedded into it. The short version is probably what you're going to want to use if you're doing a format like this. So let me go ahead and click on that right now, and let's get started real quickly. And what you want to do is when you click on it, hit Save. It's then going to save it to your computer. And then once it has saved, then it's going to give you the option to say Open. So just go ahead and click Open right there, and then you can go ahead and get started. So let me just go ahead and kind of go through this process here right now for you. So we're going to be talking about QxStart, and we're really going to be talking about how this builds financial futures for everybody. Very simply, you're not here unless you want to make some money, and this is really the place where you can make some money very fast. So the product that we're talking about is Kryptos Communication. For anybody here that does not understand what Kryptos is a secure communication application. It's been around for about 4 or 5 years now. It is being used in many, many, many countries around the world, and we are now going to be the marketing source for Kryptos. We expect to expand this out to where millions of people are using it in a very short amount of time. So let me just kind of tell you a little bit about Kryptos real quick. It is a secure communication device. It uses military-grade 256-bit encryption. It is a peer-to-peer connection. It works over the 3G, 4G, and Wi-Fi networks. But I want you to also understand it's not just cell phones. It works on tablets as well. As a matter of fact, it even works better on tablets because the processor on the tablets is really cool. But I do want you to understand something a second. You do not have to have a cellular service on your phone or on your tablet to utilize this. If you have a tablet or a cell phone sitting around, something that you had discarded because you had bought a newer model and you didn't know what to do with it, as long as it charges and it can connect to a Wi-Fi network in the area that you're in, you can download the Kryptos app. You can put the information in on it, and you can now communicate with anybody in the world securely and with confidence. And that's pretty neat because as we go further into this, you're going to understand that there's a lot of things that are happening today that you may not realize and why that's very important. So now I'm going to kind of forward on here a little bit. I want you to understand that Kryptos has been approved by the Commerce Department for export outside the United States. Now, obviously, any company that's exporting stuff outside the United States, there's a few countries that they don't want you to go into because we don't have really good relations with them. And as in this case, so we have Cuba, Iran, Sudan, North Korea, and Syria. So we can't actively promote and sell in those areas because obviously we're prohibited from the U.S. government from doing so. The next thing is we want to talk about our privacy under attack. Each day you can turn on a TV, or should I say you can't turn on a TV and not view some type of story that's happening, not go on the internet, not see some type of site that's not talking about our privacy under attack. As a matter of fact, we're going to be talking about a USA Today story that just happened here a couple days ago. This is really talking about how the NSA and other federal agencies are now using a new technology to capture your phone calls, your data, and your location. Now, we put all this on the website. It's a 10-page PDF. I'm going to go through it pretty quick, but please go back to the website, download the PDF, and go through it because I think it's going to be very enlightening for everybody. So real quickly, as we talk about this, law enforcement is using methods from the NSA playbook, and they literally are. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Stingray, but it's actually produced by a company out of Florida, Melbourne, Florida, as a matter of fact, called Harris Corporation. And this has been around for quite some time. It's been very quiet. The public really hasn't known about it, but it allows law enforcement to kind of go around areas and mimic a cell phone tower so that when your cell phone connects to it, they're actually able to track where you're at, listen in on your calls, get the data, and so forth. So if you were on cryptos, you would be on a Wi-Fi network, and this wouldn't be possible. As a matter of fact, we've had some people that now have gotten to us and said, hey, we've gotten a message on our crypto service that said if it doesn't connect in 10 seconds, it's going to disconnect. And we really think that is a result that their phone has actually connected to one of these phony cell phone impersonating networks, what I should say. So again, if you're on a Wi-Fi network and you're not on a cellular system, you're not going to have that issue. But if you are on a traditional cell phone, be aware of the fact that if you're traveling, moving around, and you're not in the Wi-Fi in your house, it's going to actually it might actually hit one of those cell towers that are not a real cell tower. So again, as you go through, you can see there's 10 different subjects in here. Again, I'm not going to go through the whole thing right now, but I do want you to understand that this is sitting up there on the website. So be sure to download it, take a look at it, and go through the different areas because it is really, really good reading. And when we looked at it, we kind of had all our attention, and we wanted to take a few minutes to kind of put this on the PowerPoint. And again, this PowerPoint, like I showed you, is on the website, so you can go through it real quickly. So now, I want to kind of talk about why we're here, and really, it's how you're going to make some money, and that's what's really very important. So QxStart is really involved in bringing the encryption movement to the masses. We think that everything is happening right now, that this is very timely. It's a way that people are going to make their fortunes. All you have to do is get out there and kind of explain it and get it out to people. So we have 3 levels of participation. We have a bronze, silver, and a gold. And simply that's a $30 3-pack a month, $60 6-pack, and a $100 10-pack. Now keep in mind, a cryptos subscription per month is $10. And if you went to cryptos or you went online or anywhere else, it's $10. We're not putting this price higher just because this is a marketing program. We've actually worked out an arrangement with cryptos where we have a special pricing, and we still offer it at the same retail price that they have been for the last 4 to 5 years. So now, if you're looking at doing this on a full or part-time basis, we want to kind of talk a little bit about what you can earn, and the money is pretty incredible. So if you haven't joined, you need to sit back and watch what we're doing. If you have joined, I think this is a great time to kind of take some notes and realize what you're fixing to get into. So now, on the revenue, we have rank achievement bonuses, we have multi-tier fast start bonuses, we have forced matrix, we have second rank achievement bonuses, we have weekly rewards, we have 20% rebate bonus on sales to personal customers, that meaning that somebody comes to one of your websites that you get when you join, and they just want to purchase a single code or multiple codes, but they're not going to join the QxStart program, you actually earn 20% off that sale right then. It's instant. The next thing is second start, fast start bonuses, and the fast start bonuses, which is 10 and 5. And that's if you bring somebody into the program, they join their initial purchase, you're going to earn 10%, and anybody they bring in, you're going to earn 5% on those people. Pretty simple. So now we're going to talk about force matrix. If anybody has been in a force matrix, you understand that this is probably one of the fastest way to achieve some serious wealth. So let me kind of explain it here real quickly. Force matrix All we're asking you to do is not go out there and get the world. Go out and find 2 people. Very simple. Find 2 people that want to kind of make the money that you are dreaming about making, because this is really possible. Once you do that, you're going to basically learn how to explain the program to them. Very simple. That's what the tools that we've talked about. Once you start explaining the program, quite simply, you might have to resuscitate them because they're going to be very shocked about the money they're making. The next thing is, once they're making that money, they want to share that success with other people. As they start sharing it with the other people, you're going to find out that's very contagious. And the last thing you're going to see is they're going to have a large group behind them, not only from the people they're bringing in, but because of the way the force matrix works. Because if you look at the very top part, you see the 2 people. Anybody that's above you that starts bringing them in, as you fill those spots, it starts filling underneath those 2 people. That means that those people are getting people in their matrix that they have not personally brought in. But how do they access the money that they're making from those folks? They have to personally bring in people. So I'm going to explain that here on this next few screens here. So on our compensation program, like I said, everybody starts for free, but quite simply we have a 2x3 matrix, and we have 6 bonus levels. If you look at A through G, we have different qualification levels, meaning A, you can earn money off anybody in the A level, which is sponsoring 1 person. Anybody in the B level by sponsoring 2 people. If you look at D, sponsoring 6 people, if you make it to that level, that means that you will never pay for your cryptos subscription ever again. We're going to give you a gold subscription whenever you get to 6 people every month for free, and that means you're getting 10 codes because that's a gold level. You can hand it out to your family and friends and associates and people like that. Very simple. That's like a $100 gift given to you. But let me talk here a little more and explain what that money means to you. So if everybody in there, let's just say was silver, and you were down to a D level, you have a potential of $16,000 basically per month. That is per month. That's not per year. That's per month. That's if everybody filled up in your matrix. But that's at a silver level. We've been talking about gold, and if you're really serious about building the business, you want to be at a gold level. So if everybody was filled in there, you have a potential of $32,000 a month. Now, we talked about a fast start bonus, and the fast start bonus is this. Within the first 30 days, if you go ahead and you get 10 people in there at gold level, and that's not really hard, guys. But if you get 10 people at your gold level, what's going to happen is that $4 rate is going to become a $5 rate. So instead of $32 potential there, it's really $40,000. It's almost like another $8,000 right there potential. But if you do that again of the second 30 days, because it's a 2-month period of time, and you go ahead and get a second 10 people in there at gold, meaning a total of 20, what happens is it increases that up to $6. So I want you to understand that. That's like bringing it up another $9,000 right there. So 32 versus almost 50,000, that's really a no-brainer. But here's what that does. It qualifies you all the way down to level G. So now, keep in mind, if you take 6 months to get qualified down to level G, you have a potential possibility of earning $16 million in the course of a month. If you do it quickly in the first 60 days, you have a potential of $25 million in the course of a month. Now you might ask, how in the world can I earn that kind of money in this type of program like that on a monthly basis? And I'm going to explain that to you real fast. You are reaching a market of 7.1 billion people in this world, and of that 7.1 billion people, there is 6 billion people that have cell phones. Again, remember, we're talking cell phones here, tablets and everything else. But when you start looking around the world, they do not have the infrastructure that we do with all the landlines. They're pretty much cell phone tower communication over there. So we only have, what, 330 million people in the United States? The rest of it, the 6.8 or 6.9 billion people, whatever it might be, in the rest of the world. So the world is where you're really going to make your market at. And because this is a worldwide product, this is where you stand to make it. Now, we're only talking at this point, that Fother's thing, about 4 million people. Well, we're talking over 6 billion people that have cell phones. So you only need a small percentage of that, but you don't even have to go out and get it. All you need to do is go get 20 people, because the way the force matrix works, those people are going to see the dream, and the people that they get in are going to see the dream, and it's going to start pushing down. And that's how you're going to make that serious money. This is what we really get excited about over force matrix. Now, how do you get paid? Very simply. When you sign up, you want to make sure that the email address that you put in there, and if you didn't do it, go back and correct it, is the email address connected to your PayPal account. Because every Friday, we pay out the weekly commissions, and then on the 5th of every month, the matrix commissions go right out. So that goes directly to your PayPal account. You then get to choose whether you want to put it on your PayPal card, whether you want to pay something with it on PayPal, or whether you just want to take it and pull it to your bank account, very simply. I mean, it just could not get any simpler than that. This is a program that really has a lot of people very excited. I know I'm very excited, and I know that Steve Carnes, the owner of Cryptos, is ecstatic about this. John Froming has graciously allowed me to go ahead and do this webinar tonight. He's the CEO of QxStart. And I can tell you right now that there is, in the program, we've been going roughly about 2 weeks, and there's already about 4 people that have reached the rate where they've got over 20 people in right now. So they're already qualified down to G. So as the matrix starts expanding and the force matrix starts happening, these people have put themselves in line to start making money every month like that. And our first matrix pay is now coming up on the 5th of December. It ends on the very last day of November. Again, it gets calculated and gets paid out on the 5th. I have never seen a program pay this fast, this quick, like that. Very, very neat program. So guys, what I want to tell you is that there's one other thing to consider. Excuse me. Getting in at this time, as we explained about force matrix, there's a young lady over in Morocco right now. Her name is Hope. And Hope is heading up this project called Fix the World. There's probably close to anywhere between 200 and 500,000 people that follow her on her blog called fixtheworldproject.org, I believe it is. They get together and they fund projects to help people in these less fortunate countries get clean water, power, and so forth. And they are actually promoting this throughout their groups of people. So we expect to see 100, 200, 300,000 people from that area come in. Well, what does this mean for you? Well, quite simply, getting in now, because of the way the force matrix works, this means that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to flow into your matrix that you will never know that you will earn money off of, because this is becoming a global effort right now. So folks, I want to tell you, this is really, really a very important time. We're very excited. Sorry we're having to re-record this. We had some real issues earlier, and hopefully we got them corrected. I think we've put the steps in to keep that from happening. So I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight, and I want to say thank you, and we're going to stop the recording.